Hello crafty friends, my name's Alicia, but you can call me Crafty Al, and welcome to my stop for the November 2025 Oh So Inspired collaboration. Welcome, or perhaps welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here today. Each month, I host the Oh So Inspired collaboration here on YouTube. It is when myself and a team of creative artists get together to be inspired by already created pieces. The main goal of this hop is to show you that no matter your style, your skill level, your medium, that you can always inspire and be inspired by others. This year, we are taking turns being inspired by fellow team members, and in just a minute, I'll tell you who that is for November. But before I do that, I want to tell you how the hop works. Like I mentioned, I am just one artist of many who are sharing today. So to see what everyone else has created, you can check out the playlist linked toward the top of the description box below, and I will also have it as an end card at the end of this video. I know that everybody would love for you to stop by, see what they created, and leave them some love in the comments. For the November 2025 Oh So Inspired collaboration, which will be the last one this year, we are being inspired by me, Crafty Al. What will happen is the rest of the team will pick something that I've made, and I pick something I've made in the past and just redo it in a different way. Up on screen now is the project of mine that I chose to be inspired by. You can find a direct link to this as well as my Instagram account down in the description box below. This is a tag that I created for one of my Crafty Advent 2023 live streams, and what drew me to it was that kind of color blocked angled background and then the main graphic just being black and white with some hints of color. So I decided I would turn that idea into a card, and I wanted to try to stick with that same background, but I didn't have any stencils or dies that would recreate it, so I made an SVG file. For my card today, I decided I would just cut it out of white cardstock, and you'll see here in just a minute how I'm going to add the color. And I did go ahead and cut 4 copies since that would fit on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. Now, if you would like access to this SVG file and you are a channel member, today is your lucky day. I'm going to be making this available as a channel member bonus. So later today, over on the membership tab, you're going to want to look for a graphic that looks like the one up on screen now. And that will tell you how to download it, and then you can use this and make your own color blocked angled cards. Before I move on with the process, and because I just mentioned my Crafty Advent live stream series, I wanted to stop by with a couple reminders. First of all, if you joined me for my Craftoween Live 2025 series, collected those secret words, and entered to win the prizes, make sure to join me this Saturday, November 22nd at 10 a.m. Central to find out if you're one of the lucky winners. You do not have to be present to win, but you do need to make sure to watch it in a timely manner because there is a deadline to claim. Secondly, I'm going to be kicking off Crafty Advent Live 2025 next Saturday, November 29th at 10 o'clock a.m. Central. Together, we will decide on the color palette. I'll tell you about the series, show you the prizes. It will be a fun and interactive time. You can set a reminder for both of these live streams with the links down in the description box below. Hope to see you there. To add the color to the background, I will be doing some ink blending. I'm using Cherry Pop ink on the 2nd and 4th pieces of our little background puzzle. On the middle one and the frame, I'm using Peapod or a lighter green. And then finally for the top and bottom pieces, I will be using Jalapeno ink. Just like with the original tag, I want the inner portions of the pieces to be a little bit lighter. So when I did the ink blending, I came in from each end and I concentrated a little bit extra on the edges. And you'll see there that as I blend, the edges are darker and the middle is still the color I want, but just a little bit lighter. This adds some more dimension to what could be a really flat background. Once I'm done with those first two pieces, so I don't get any of this red ink on the remaining ones, I did go ahead and clean off my little silicone mat with water and a towel. I ink blended the rest of the pieces in the same way. Now on the frame, I didn't really go for any shading. I just wanted to add some of that Peapod color. Now if you do not want to ink blend your pieces, you can definitely cut these out of colored cardstocks. If you cut it from 3 different colored cardstocks, you would end up with 3 final cards. So this is a great one to mass produce if you would want to. You might have noticed that I used a Peapod before the jalapeno, and that's just so I didn't kind of contaminate my lighter color ink pad with this darkest green. Now while I went with a more traditional color palette for these cards with the red and greens, the possibilities for this are endless. Let me know in the comment section below what colors you might try together. My main focal point and the sentiment on today's card came from Woodware's Fun Time Gnome stamp set. That main image there, that gnome, kind of reminds me of Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball song. Let me know if you agree, but I thought this would be quite fun for Christmas. You did already see that I stamped and cut out that main image with my brother's scan and cut, and I only colored in portions of it to keep the theme as that original tag. And since I colored parts in red, I decided to stamp the sentiment on one of the red pieces from the background. Next, I'm going to be adding the frame to the front of a top fold white card base, and to help me get a nice even border, I will be using the A7 Card Maker's T-Square from Pear Blossom Press. It has jigs, one that is 1/4 of an inch and one that is 1/8 of an inch, and for this card I'll be using the 1/8 of an inch. I like to hold my ruler in place with some magnets on my glass board, and then I can just slip that card base into the corner of the jig, get that liquid glue added to the back of the frame, and now I'm carefully going to place that where that right angle is of plastic, and then take some time and lay that down gently, but then also go ahead and press that in place and give it some time to dry. And here you'll see I have that nice 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. Once that was all dry, I brought in my ink blended pieces, and now we're going to put this together like a puzzle. I added liquid glue to the back of each piece, and then I took some time to make sure that was inlaid correctly. And you'll see here how I'm doing some at the top, some at the bottom. I just wanted to put the pieces in place so I could use the magnets to give it some pressure, but also these magnets, guys, are super strong. So if you do get them too close together, they do like snap into each other. So that's why I tried to space them out as I went along. If you're interested in any of the products I have been showing, like the ruler or the glass border magnets, make sure to check out the description box below for links. While I was off camera letting that dry, I did go ahead and add some foam tape to the back of my wrecking ornament gnome, just so this card would have a little bit of extra dimension. And then before placing it onto the card front, I do like to add some liquid glue on top of the foam tape so that I have a little bit of wiggle time to get this guy adjusted just how I want him. Once that's in place, I added some gems for a little bit of sparkle, and here are some close-up looks at the finished card. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I was inspired to create today's card. If you did, as always, a thumbs up is appreciated. Now don't forget to visit the rest of the videos in the hop by using the end card here in a minute or the link in the description box below. Until my next video, I hope you're all having a crafty day. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch all the way to the end of the video. I hope now you'll consider clicking on one of the videos or playlists I have linked above. And if you are interested in any of the products or tools I used in today's video, I do have some links in the description box below.